What's up, y'all? We're in downtown Austin in the heart of South Congress. Today, we're meeting with a custom hat maker, but he doesn't just make your average everyday hat. These are wearable works of art. I am John Joffrey, and this is the Outliers, Ryan McGrath. Ryan, what is up?
Not a buddy, how are you?
Dude, the shop is sick. I expect nothing less.
Thank you.
Man, I mean, I guess, the first question is Trovador. Where does it come from? I love the name, but I've never heard it before.
Yeah, Trovador is troubadour in Spanish. So when I went to name this thing, I thought about what's something that's bigger than me.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of naming it after myself and make it an ego-based driven thing, I wanted to flip the concept and name it about connecting with customers. And so Trovador being troubadour in Spanish, singer, songwriter, storyteller, your hats are intended to tell a story about you. And so when we, go out to actually do the console, we kind of do a full download, pulling out like overarching themes of your life, significant numbers, passions, hobbies, travel stories, quotes, song lyrics, like as deep as you want to go or surface level as you want to go. So when you wear it, like you're more connected to your piece and people come up, it's a conversation starter, and there's a reason why everything is on there.
That's so incredible, that you're starting with such a deep meaning, and then not only that, it's actually going into your culture and the process. Why don't you show me around? There's a lot going on here.
Let's take a little walk around here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking around, I just feel so inspired. This is such an awesome place to work every day. This is your office, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all honestly just an extension of me.
Tell me more about what separates you from your regular, just mass-produced hat. What are you doing different, that you really appreciate and that really is your brand?
Yeah, for the most part, it really starts with the quality of the materials we use. Only use 100% beaver felt, which is the highest,
Beaver felt?
Beaver felt. It's compressed beaver fur.
I thought it would be like leather, so it's pretty much all of it is...
It's just compressed fur, and you can feel the level of softness it gets, but it's also the most durable because they can bind the fibers of the fur so tightly together that it's actually completely waterproof.
Yeah, I was going to say, beavers are waterproof, so...
Exactly.
Wow.
So, it's something that will last you a lifetime, but also is, it's second to none. And so many people come in and they'll say, oh, I've never found a hat that fits me or hats look silly on me. And I typically say that's because you've never had one made just for you.
Right.
So we take into account your height, your shoulder width, the shape of your face. You don't want to box yourself out. A dude like you with big broad shoulders, you want to stay a little tighter.
Oh.
But also, the crown shape should be more a reflection of your jawline. And also the height is a reflection of your eyebrow to your chin because symmetry is beautiful. So this distance is often your crown height. But if you say you don't feel comfortable with a higher crown, that's all fully customizable.
Yeah.
So everything is cut and, shaped to the exact dimensions that are, a perfect fit for your aesthetic.
And it's one of one.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, that alone right there is just huge value, right?
Right.
Can you just give me a condensed version of raw product to finish hat, all those steps that go into it?
Sure. I mean, this one has already been blocked and sanded down. We'll typically start off with just what, referred to as a hat body. And they start off, kind of hard. So use a block that's a little bit bigger than your head size. And we'd steam it up.
How many times have you burned yourself?
I'm either burned, cut, torched, something on
Every
a daily
day.
basis. Yeah. That's how you know you're doing good work.
Yeah.
Typically use a little bit bigger of a steamer, but there's a little bit of physicality involved.
Wow. So this is a freaking tough material. I mean, you're putting your whole body into that.
You can't hurt it. The fun thing is they're all just a little bit different. So some of them come easy, some of them don't.
Oh my God, I feel like everyone needs to get a scent of that. That needs to be bottled up. It's amazing.
I'm gonna make candles out of it.
So what is that?
So that's helping me set a baseline so I can get it as tight down.
So this is just a mold that you buy.
Correct.
And these come in different sizes, or is this mold all the same?
Nope, they're all within an eighth of a potential head size. We use a tool called a conformer that goes down over the top of your head and has 36 movable fingers, so we get the exact shape of your head, not just the size.
Your head's not just a round circle.
And every hat is based off of a perfect oval, but very rarely is anyone a perfect oval. So we will then make a custom block. It's the exact shape of your head. And some people are round, some people are an oval, some people are long oval. And then that goes up inside the hat shapes around that, so it's guaranteed to fit your exact head shape.
Oh my God. Wow, this looks like a medieval torture device or something.
It only hurts a little bit. You know, the benefit of buying a hat from an actual maker versus, you know, off the rack. You mess it up, you leave it in the car, you sit on it, you get it wet and, you know, trash it, bring it back in. I can completely take it apart and remake it for you.
Dang.
Yeah.
So this is a buy it for life.
Yeah, it's your forever piece. Typically after, you know, we get that base set, I can go ahead and cut the brim based off of whatever specs we've agreed on. This is called a rounding jack, classic hat maker's tool. It has a blade inside here and it allows me to set the distance from the base of the crown and then go all the way around so we know we have a conformed cut.
Whoa. Damn, you make it look so easy, man.
I've done it at least once. Have you ever shaped a head, John?
I have not, no.
All right, well, you're gonna try today.
Oh, let's do it,
Yeah.
man.
I'm gonna show you one, and I'm gonna have you do one.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah.
So like I said, you know, same thing. This becomes soft and pliable under steam and heat. So I'm just gonna steam up the top of the crown. So you're gonna find your center point of the hat, take your thumbs, create a straight line.
Little hot dog, I'll call it.
And then come towards the back, open it up, creating the back area, and then we're just gonna do a front pinch because that's probably what I do more of than anything else. And now we have a nice triangle.
Oh
then
my
we're
God.
then we're gonna look at the center line here.
You make that look so easy, dude. I was 100% positive there would be some sort of a tool to make that shape.
There can be if you need to cheat.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
I'm gonna let you grab the iron.
That's serious, bro. All right, I'm gonna just steam the junk out of it.
You don't want to press down too much on it. Just kind of over the top.
Okay. All right, you think that's good?
Yeah, that's probably good.
All right, let's find our center point here.
Yep.
Make our hot dog. Oof.
Spread laterally. Yep. All right, now you're gonna pinch towards the front to try to create some creases.
All right, how am I looking?
You're on track. I'd pinch a little bit more back here because we're trying to create. This is called like a teardrop.
Yeah. Okay. I have like a Dorito.
And I always say, you know, there's no wrong answer. If that's your expression of,
love that.
of what you're wanting to make.
That's a very polite way of telling me I'm f***ing it up. I kind of feel like this is like maybe like a detective's cap.
Yeah, it works.
What's next?
So next we can texturize it.
So what does that entail?
That
Show me.
entails blowtorch.
All right, let's go.
All right. This is a little cocktail that I make that helps take some of the fur off, but also provide some really interesting textures.
Whoa!
Watch your eyebrows.
Thanks for that. Wow.
And the more you continue to do that, more you get, you know, some of these interesting little aging lines.
Okay, so although that was badass and it felt like a grand finale, I'm guessing that isn't the final step. Or at least there's options for more.
We're halfway home.
Okay, cool.
Right? So clearly the hat needs to be completely finished out and designed. You take a calfskin sweatband, you know, cut it to the appropriate size, sew it together, then sew it into the hat. So, you know, we don't just have an empty vessel here. And then the hat would be, you know, completely designed based off of, you know, whatever parameters you feel like is appropriate to your personal style.
Sure.
So whether that be like an exotic skin, doing stitching in the crown, any kind of beadwork, that's all, you know, significant to, you know, what you're trying to use as a form of self-expression. And
Wow.
you know, one thing I always use is, you know, kind of my insignia piece is a counting piece from a board game called Mahjong, and all the vintage pieces are made of bone. And it just adds like a little interesting dynamic to the hat, but within the counting piece, it's my reminder to the wearer to count your blessings. It's an automatic way to trick the brain into being happy and just practice gratitude.
Man, after seeing the process, it's pretty laborious.
Always trying to innovate, right? And one thing that I'd never seen before is the Crescent Crown.
That is awesome.
I don't want to tell you if I did this by accident or not for the first time, but yeah, it's something that, you know, it's hard to think that there is no original idea out there.
Yeah.
But that's something I haven't seen before. One of my life principles is be anything but boring.
Oh, I love that.
So, you know, I'm not going to allow anybody walk out of my shop look boring.
What do you got going on like right here? What's that?
I'm still waiting for this owner to pick it up, but he has a bracelet with a message that he and his family all share, and it's actually in Morse code. So I burned in Morse code into the.
Oh my gosh, the dots and dashes. Mm-hmm. That is amazing, man. I love how like these have such deep meaning, but it's so subtle too, you know? And it also like, it just looks like a cool design.
This is probably one of the wildest ones I've ever gone for.
Whoa, this is like looks like a two-face kind of thing, like the whole hat's pieced together.
Yeah, there's a Japanese concept called kintsugi, where they will actually take broken pottery and mold it back together with either gold or silver, representing that things are more valuable put back together than they were originally.
Wow.
So did that with both a lightning bolt and a heart-shaped hat.
Is this cut?
Yeah, that was completely cut in half with a razor blade.
No!
Yeah.
This hat was cut in half.
Completely cut in half.
Tell me more about like what you were doing before you got into the hat business.
Yeah, my first 8 years out of college, I worked in medical device and was actually like in an operating room in orthopedic surgery and was doing knee and hip replacements and, you know, basically being a support system to like the doctors in the operating room, and just always felt like I knew I was meant for something else. I've always been a more creative person. Like I remember being a kid getting in trouble for drawing pictures in my like homework more than I would actually write, you know, and then like found music when I was 13, started playing the guitar, and I'd say that like was probably my first love, and played a lot of bands in high school and college, and then I dropped that when I graduated. I'm like, okay, it's time to move on to adult things, and like I always still felt like I wasn't who I was completely supposed to be. If that's what really makes your heart beat, like you have to do it.
Okay, so tell me about like financially going from a pretty stable career that's decently well paying to like going off on your own to make freaking custom hats. You know, was that terrifying?
You know, thankfully I'd started doing this in conjunction with, you know, my career. And, you know, where it was a hobby, I was literally just giving them away. And I was, you know, developing a skill set for a few years. Also felt like a complete crazy person walking away from like, why did I go to college and get a degree? Like, why, you know, and stepping away from that security of taking a leap of faith and having to have, you know, a radical belief that this is going to work and I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, I can relate to that so much because, you know, I went to law school. I don't use it at all, right? But like what I tell people, and tell me if you resonate with this, is like if you're driving for an hour and you realize like, holy shit, I went the wrong direction. Do you keep just pushing on in the wrong direction, or do you turn around and lose that hour and get back on track?
It's never too late.
Exactly.
Right, and this isn't a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
So we don't get an hour of our life back. Like, why would you spend it doing something you hate?